Happy Monday. You're listening and or watching Pwnecast. This is episode 89, and we are in patch 6.2.3. I am your Warlock host, Belle. We are going to be talking about a lot this week. We are going to be talking about Valor, Crystalline Fell, and all the Legion PvP preview stuff, things, and junk that we were supposed to talk about last week, but didn't get to that because of audio tech. Everything was broken. So we have a jam-packed show for you, so make sure you guys stay right here.
The World of Warcraft trade chat. Troll-based offenses are considered especially heinous. In Azeroth, the dedicated players who call out these asshats are members of the elite squad known as the Pwnecast podcast. These are their stories.
Welcome back. I did bring the Riders of Rohan with me. I did bring the Death Knight who's been riding the moose mount like he stole it, Lycan.
It was awesome. Which actually, a funny story behind that too, is that the person that gave me the moose mount and gave me the run was actually Bloke's friend. He's like, oh, by the way, he goes, I'm over doing pet battling. I'm running around. He goes, get on your main. Why? He goes, moose mount now.
It's awfully personal. Get on your main.
Yeah. And that was all it was said. As soon as I'm like on my main, and like within 3 seconds, I had an invite, and there was a summons right behind it. I did wipe the raid once though. I was kind of disappointed. The little shot
You
thing.
would never wipe a raid.
I that little shot thing where it focuses on you and then you focus on somebody else. Well, I ran it right through the melee.
Now, correct me if I'm wrong, Bloke. You still are mountless then for the moose.
Not handmaiden mountless, but
I was gonna say I'm not too fast because
Hots, what the fuck are you wearing?
it's the U.S. Army's version of Bloke's hats.
That's awful.
It's
okay.
amazing.
Well, Lycan, we are glad you're here. We did also bring the shaman who got himself a new headset and herpes. Huge bloke.
Well, I wasn't going to share the news about the herpaderp, but, thanks kindly for that. But yes.
What's a little herp among friends? We're friends.
Get it from the headset? Like, were you that excited? You were like, oh.
I wish, man. That'd be like an extra bonus. No, I got bit by a spider on my foot, and
crikey.
So, yeah, exactly. So now I'm all medicated up and stuff. But you all sound amazing.
He's drugged, and that's all that matters. I want to thank everybody that donated for Bloke because you guys were fucking amazing and awesome. So
I don't know what's more spectacular right now, all the pretty colors on my screen or all the pretty sounds in my ears. It's kind of a nice balance.
Well, at least you're here. We don't know how good that's going to be later, but I mean, we're glad that
if I'm just face down on my desk by the end of the show, it's cool. Just let me go. I'll be fine.
I did also bring the Boomkin who joined the Mile High Club this week. Hots for shots. I really had it in me with these intros, man. I really did. I
don't know.
Do you know what the Mile High Club is?
Yeah, but I didn't go to the bathroom and masturbate. I don't think that counts.
It's not for us to judge what you do, Hots. If you want to go to the bathroom, the mast room, nice.
Mast room.
Comes right up.
I'm done. Good night, ladies and gentlemen. That was all. Good show, guys. Good show.
I did, however, get extremely lucky compared to huge bloke on my flights. I got all the exit row seats, so I had plenty of leg room, and I always had a wall seat, so I could sleep with plenty of leg room.
It's called a window seat, jackass. It's not a wall.
It's a wall. I don't sleep on the window.
There's no
That's
wall
scary.
in the plane. It's not
You're an ass. Was it a 20-minute flight?
The first one was 6 hours. The second one was an hour and a half.
I said something, and he messaged me back, and he's all, we were just talking in an admin chat maybe, and he was like, can it wait till after the jet lag? It was a 6-hour flight. Jet lag is when you're going not 6 hours.
To be fair, I was up 24 hours.
And the kids didn't even know you were gone. Somebody was like, do you want me to go get Cody for dinner? And I'm like, he's not here. I mean, Hot. Sorry, I didn't mean to use your slave name. But and they're like, what do you mean he's not here? He's not. He left.
Yeah.
Shows you how important you are to Hot.
No, because he hobbits in his little. He hermits in there. So.
Yeah, I left at 2 a.m. our time, and I got there at 10:30, and I didn't go to sleep until like 2:30 that time.
To be fair, he's the perfect roommate. I don't ever want to talk to you except randomly in passing in the hallway. I don't want to sit and conversate with you. I have things to do, and it's usually on my headset in my PC. I don't want to hang out with you except every now and then. I want to go have a nice steak dinner with you when you're buying, and I want to have dinner when I'm making dinner and we have conversation at the dinner table, or we're, two ships passing in the night when we're both going to the bathroom on opposite sides of the house. But I'm not trying to hang out with you 24/7. I need you to leave me the fuck alone. Go to your room, bye, Felicia. And he's the same way. And that's why he'll probably never move out unless I kill him or he hates me, because
it's the internet really that keeps me here.
It's good internet. Wait till we get gig internet. It's going to be a bad time. So moving on from all that. Dark Moon Fair happening. It's already underway. Make sure you go and do and be and get things. January 6th is going to be your Northrend time walking. So make sure you get in on that, because that's gears and stuff and all that. I don't do any of that because everybody's always like, time walking mythics. Ooh, I'd really rather set myself on fire, but thanks for the invite. It's just not my bag.
I do what I have to do to finish the quest for my garrison, and then
That's it.
it.
Bare minimum.
I don't care if it takes me 20 years to get the points that I need, but
don't Destros kind of set themselves on fire whenever they're DPSing?
Technically, with Immolate, yes, you are accurate. That is a thing that we do. We do a thing.
Don't you need to do those anyway?
Yeah, but I would rather really set my physical person on fire, like face melting. You know what I'm saying?
You can do that outside.
I know.
Let's not get too technical.
Mess with the internet.
I will get confused.
Crystalline Fell can be bought with 1,250 Valor per one. Dawnseeker and Zudi from the Order of the Awakened in Lion's Watch. This will give you 3 item levels to your legendary ring per Crystalline Fell. It goes to 795. So grind your Valor. Here's how you can make that a thing. Valor can happen in the following ways. 100 for the first heroic dungeon of the day. So your daily random heroic dungeons was going to give you 100. So that's a total of 700 per week if you actually do it daily. I don't do it daily, so that doesn't happen for me because I forget. 300 for completing a mythic dungeon for the first time each week. It awards up to 2,400 per week if all 8 are completed, so you can go and do all your mythic. Once again, I don't even do that. It doesn't really happen for me. 500 for completing the weekly bonus quest, which pets are not included in that. So if you're doing a pet quest and you're wondering why you don't get it, that's why. 150 for completing a wing of Hellfire Citadel and LFR. That's right up Bloke's alley. So that's a win.
Especially at the speed you can do them now. It barely even takes 15 minutes to clear.
You're in the queue longer than you're in LFR, basically.
That honestly is the most time-effective way to just bump your Valor if you can't be asked doing the mythics and all that sort of stuff.
You get 5 wings, right? There's 5 wings. You get 750 if all 5 wings are completed. So that's already good things.
You have it for High Mall and BRF too.
Right.
Yeah, for High Mall and Blackrock Foundry, it's 75. Versus the 150, so it's 525 if all 7 wings are completed of those as well. So, other ways to.
Someone already did the math, and you can get 5. You can get 5 upgrades per week just from Valor, so 6 including Archimon.
Yeah, you can do all those things and be happy about your life. I really should probably get into doing these things, but every time somebody says the word grind to me, I'm like, ooh, remember that one time I didn't like doing Valor the first time we did it? I don't really want to do it the second time. But that's just me. I'm sure I'll be in a place here soon where I'll be really bored and I'll have no choice. So
guess we'll be doing it twice a week.
Yay, excitement. So that's important to make sure you guys are taking advantage. That crystallized fell is a big deal, especially if you're raiding on a serious note. Your raid leads are going to expect you to have higher item levels for that prickety proc on your ring. I don't know if you guys know, but I'm getting really sick of the Warcraft movie and the World of Warcraft stuff overseas, and I'm kind of getting sick that we never have anything fun here. So China has 150 prop, costume, and weapons exhibit in China for the Warcraft movie. What the fuck? Am I in another planet? Are we in Narnia? Is there a reason none of us get it? Why doesn't Bloke get it in Australia? Why does China always get the fun stuff? Right?
What are you talking about? We never get stuff in America.
Okay, so we got one time in New York, right? We got a hammer. Great. Kudos. They got 150 prop, costume and weapon exhibit from items from the movie.
So basically, the shit we saw at BlizzCon's now in China.
Well,
Yeah,
no,
but it's
they're getting a lot
more.
more though.
No, did you see the pictures? It's epic.
It did it certainly did look impressive.
I'm
Like,
kind of
oh,
feeling
God damn
like
it, why can't that be here?
Yeah,
Oh,
I
that's
feel like-
right. I live in Australia.
But I feel like Blizzard's a little racist. Is that accurate?
Yeah, yeah,
That
a little
works.
bit. I don't know why they've
Well-
been favoring
Gold farming?
maybe.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. Guys, it's been a rough day for me. I've been slaying dragons all day inside my head. It's been a really long day for me.
Should I just add the Asians or just China in general? Or China or Asians in general?
No, I just feel like it's frustrating to me. Like, I think it's great that China gets it, but can America have it? Can EU have it? Can we have
Just be, like,
stuff?
traveling, like.
Well, we can always go to China.
I think it'd be good if they're going to do like a traveling scene and maybe they're starting in China, but I feel like it's
I
not
don't
going to
see that
happen.
happening.
It's gonna sit in China.
Why do you suppose, if we were to sit here in Theorycraft, why would you suppose that they would do that in China and nowhere else? What is China offering besides really amazing food? I'm sure.
A huge
A
customer
bigger-
base.
Okay, well, I mean,
Because you got to
Promise
understand how
not
the
to pirate
Asian
the film.
but
you gotta-
Americans are buying stuff too. Like, we're people too. So
The
we're
A-
EU. You know.
when you're on an Asian server and you have an Asian account, they don't pay a monthly fee like we do. They pay a per time fee. So for as long as they're on the account, they pay for blocks of time for their account because the Asian community in general tends to pay a lot more when they do the blocks. So they don't pay. Their pay schedule is different. So by
telling
them,
me that they gotta pay for a time slot?
yes. Well, they don't pay for the
Why?
slot. They say, okay, so I'm going to play from this time to this time.
It's like
and
the
they
old
pay
track
for that.
phones. It's
Right.
like the old track phones. You pay for a certain amount of minutes, and then
I'm gonna need you to bundle that shit up for me, and I just want to pay monthly. Can we just, if I'm Asian, can I do that, or that's
Well-
not allowed?
What's nice about it though for Blizzard is they make a lot more money that way, and by them sending all these props over to Asia and to China in general is because they're trying to drum up more business. The more
We're
people
sorry,
they get
we're
over
making you spend more money on time blocks of gaming.
no, it's not as sorry as come on, play our game here. Let me show you what we can do. And they're making more money over there off the time blocks.
Blizzard,
than
if
they would
anybody,
a monthly.
you over there at Blizzard's watching this, I do have some Blizzard friends. I don't know if you guys watch this, but listen, I'm gonna need you to knock that shit off. Can we please get something here? Can you call what's his name over at Legendary Films and say the fans fucking demand it? Can we please get some props? Can I get a
Whoa.
costume? Can I get a helmet? Fuck, I'll even take the cup that Travis Frimmel drank out of. I don't even care. I'm not even being, I'm equal opportunity. But I think it's unfair. I think the rest of the world wants to see that stuff too.
I'm still stuck in the, oh no, we're not going to get stuff in America. I'm like, fuck's sake, Australia's going to get the movie 4 months later than an arsehole of Mongolia.
We offered
like,
you.
wherever.
Did you say Mongolia? This is why we can't have nice things, Bloke, because we confuse China with
Just add
Mongolia.
them to the list. Yeah, well, no, I threw that as a different country, but like, we'll be lucky to get any kind of promotion.
Mongolian
Like,
barbecue is delicious. Off topic, though. Sorry, I'm done.
no, I'll agree with that. They, shit at
For those of
invading
you at
other
home, we
countries.
apologize in advance. We're all kind of fucking nuts today, so I'm sorry. Bloke's medicated. I don't have an excuse.
It's a good excuse, and I'm sticking with it.
So all in all, though, the pictures were epic, and I would like to see and touch them in real life. I'm talking about Warcraft, not anything weird. So yeah, I'm kind of jealous and maybe that's what it is. I'm being a jealous person right now. I'm being bitter and I'm being a hater is what's happening. But I mean, we got something cool. We got the Gramash thing in New York. That was cool. They did it again in Shanghai, and Shanghai's was arguably better than what they did here in America. I'm just going to go out on a limb there, but I think that's great, and it does make sense. They have a larger population, so that totally makes sense. But what I'm hoping is that this is going to be a tour, and we are.
I wouldn't even say larger population, but a massive population and a more condensed area.
Valid.
Instead of, putting it in California or like right in the middle of the US, you would still have all four corners. Like someone from Miami, that would be just as long to fly to China.
I just want them to put it in my backyard. I have room, so if they want to bring it here, we could do a thing and we could have it in the backyard of the house. Just saying. Putting that out there. Letting you know my casa is your casa, Blizzard.
You just want lore to leave like
I'm
Not
over
over.
him. I'm so over him. He was so hard to reach at BlizzCon that I was like,
Unless someone's sleeping, you can
if
get his
you're
attention
that
by
hard
talking
to
to them.
reach, I'm never gonna love you because I don't like the unattainables. If you're that hard for me, like I stalked him all over the place, and everybody else took pictures with him and got to touch his hair. I'll settle for Venruki. I had a Venruki moment that was good. I get to hang out with Celestial, and I'm happy about that. I'm happy about all the other people, so I'm kind of over lore. I think that phase.
You just fangirled and then
I think
bandwagon.
yeah, I think the ship has sailed. I think I'm good. You know what I'm saying? Now I gotta focus.
Heartbroken.
I might be a bitter ex-wife, maybe is what's happening. I don't know. You better not tweet that to him because that would be really embarrassing. Well, he doesn't like me anyway because I tweeted to him that his camera guy fell asleep not once but twice. Literally, I tweeted a picture of his camera guy asleep while they were doing the shoutcasting, which they do. Supatease is an amazing shoutcaster, literally. I don't really care for him in general, but he is an amazing shoutcaster, and he gets me so hyped for PvP when he's shoutcasting. Probably the best I've ever heard.
That camera dude fell asleep again
I
during
know
the Gears of the Storm.
the second day he fell asleep, and I was like, this fucking guy. Can you blame him? I mean,
I'll take that job.
Yeah.
agreed. That's just awful.
On our live tweet mission, we've just made sure I just made sure Chris Messon and Mike Morheim know about the things coming to the U.S. If we had a live show, we would have to.
I know it's working on it. So for those of you who don't know, Bertha has been broke, right? Bertha's basically in ICU right now. I'm on her, but it's delicate situation. I haven't been able to do anything super intrusive on my computer because the thing keeps freezing. Now, before a bunch of you going to get on here and comment about all the things you are going to tell me how to fix this thing, I want you to know that I've been battling this for months, and I have done every possible thing that you are going to tell me to do. Anything you think I wouldn't know about, trust me, I know.
Me and her have a banter back and forth every day.
I mean, I've done everything, so now what's going to happen is I have to swap her part out each piece by piece to narrow down the specific hardware. I've completely wiped everything. I've done all the things. I'm going to start with the easiest and work my way out until I've flushed out the issue because it's either my processor, my motherboard, or my graphics card. So
I think you just need an old priest and a young priest.
I do, as she's fucking possessed. So last week we had to do the show on my laptop, which, just so you guys know, is a fabulous computer laptop, except doesn't have a plug-in. It's Wi-Fi only, so that was awful for the show. Absolutely awful. Yeah, Bertha's possessed. She's in ICU right now. We've got her.
What it is
She's on life
wants a
It's
new computer.
just so much fun.
She wants a new computer, so she knows what the issue is. She's just gonna replace all the parts around it
I don't
and then
need
replace that last piece.
No, she's only.
And
here's the
that
thing.
way, Dark doesn't catch on to it.
She's only a year old. She's beautiful. She's in beautiful condition. I don't need a new PC. Bertha is like the prettiest thing ever. You both have seen Bertha. She's gorgeous. But it's either the processor, the motherboard, or the graphics card. So I'm just going to replace each piece until
It's on external hard drive koozie.
But I can't do that till the end of this month. So I know I told you guys we were going to do it the first week of January. So those of you that are listening and watching and we're expecting it, I can't do it till the end of the month until I get some money. We're recovering from the holidays, so that's going to have to wait, unfortunately. So I've got her. Once it stops freezing, then we will be.
Hashtag Bill lied to all the fans and broke their poor little hearts.
It's not my fault. Christmas was expensive, and I have a lot of children, so I have to recoup a little bit from that and keep the lights on, and we'll be good.
I told you, Hodge is not one of your children.
He is, though.
I got vape juice for Christmas, and I got her cookie cutters.
Oh.
I want to tell you guys, so you guys remember how I got Carnage, right? I think, Lycan, you got Venom when we got our Spider-Man mugs, right?
Yeah, he's not here.
The husband had been eyeing the Carnage mug since I got it, and I'm like, no. So Hots bought my husband a Murloc cup. So I said, this is perfect. It just so happens I have a Carnage mug to which you want. I kind of want your Murloc cup. So in the spirit of giving, let's do a little trade, because you can't really drink out of these. I mean, really. Who drinks out of this kind of shit? This is not how, you gotta have a straw.
Does it hold coffee?
It does, but it's not really good for drinking. But I did trade him for this, and now this has become my thing. And I did get cookie cutters, and I tweeted, nothing tells a girl her place like buying her cookie cutters and being like, Merry fucking Christmas, get in the kitchen and bake me some cookies. Basically is what that present told me when I opened it.
She bakes a lot of different random cookies and all of that kind of stuff, and I was like, hey, we all love World of Warcraft, but this is Lycan's morning coffee cup.
basically.
yeah.
But I'm like, yeah, I know my place. I get it. My place is in the kitchen making cookies. Got it. Message received. Understood.
We've had
I'm not
comments like
making
that,
them.
haven't we?
Makes
Oh.
a change from sandwiches.
Oh,
I
you
make
guys
the
are gonna make me
sandwiches
rage about
already.
the husband right now because he made a sandwich and didn't make me anything. Literally, it was a delicious hoagie sandwich with leaf lettuce and all this stuff on his sandwich, including sliced pickles. And I'm sitting here like I'm so hungry, and I look over and he's shoving it in his mouth, and I was like, "Who are you?" Last week he was playing Call of Duty. I made him steak and I cut up his steak so he could easily eat it while he was gaming, and he couldn't even make me a sandwich.
Wow.
Right? He couldn't even make me a sandwich. Anyway, I'm over it. We've derailed. We've gone too far. Last week we wanted to talk about Legion PvP. A lot of stuff has been. They're still working some stuff out. But what?
No, just
Oh. What? Who are you waving at?
You waving at me?
Why don't you have a
Uh,
piece?
never mind. If you haven't gotten by now, just never mind.
Is that Swifty? Is that what's happening?
Oh.
Are we Swiftying? Got it. Okay. Got it. Understood. So, a lot of people are panicking. I've seen a lot of talk about PvP. Listen, we say this every fucking episode. Please don't panic until you've seen it. You've seen some shit on paper. The people who have Legion Alpha, that's all great, but that's nothing. That's alpha. Alpha means shit. Literally, I just shit my hand. There you go. That's alpha. That doesn't mean anything.
I was playing on WAD beta as a protection gladiator warrior, and I was dumping on kids. Release, I think it was that way through season 1. Season 2 hit. No way.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, no, it's not going to be the same. Just calm the fuck down. Get off the ledge. Talk yourself down. It's going to be okay. So let's talk about some of the stuff, and then you guys can chime in with what you dislike or burn it to the ground. We don't have Frieza, so one of you is going to have to play the. You can, yeah. One
I got
of you,
this.
one of you is going to have to play the Frieza card. So
I've fallen for
Fuck Ashran. Oh, okay.
honor and conquest are no longer currencies. Honor points instead increase your honor level. As you increase your honor, you will get a gold artifact, power, and honor talents. What does this mean for you? This means, this is what we talked about, the gear grind is basically coming to a halt as far as that goes. You're now going to be grinding honor for you to level, which is essentially your prestige. All of you Call of Duty fans out there and you other guys that are used to this type of system, it's not a terrible system. It works where it's being done. It's going to be fine. They're eliminating the gear from being the issue and making it where you have to focus your efforts on getting your artifact power and your honor talents to make you different. Imagine a world where we all bitched and complained the entire season because we had no way to differentiate our gameplay from somebody else's. Because it's cookie cutter. What do? We stock the guy on the highest tier and the highest mountain and the tallest bridge, and we copy everything he does because he's doing it right. Imagine a world where you get to decide how interested you want to be in PvP. That's all that means, folks. It doesn't mean everything you're doing is for naught. It doesn't mean they're ruining the game. It means they're giving to the folks that want to PvP but don't want to grind for gear because they don't have what, bloke? The time, right? You don't have time to spend umpteen hours doing all these things, but you want to be able to do it. Well, now you can. And if you don't want to be super serious, you don't have to be. You don't have to do your honor level. You don't have to prestige. You don't have to do any of those things. You go in, you pew pew, and you're done. That's all that means right there for everybody freaking out and panicking. Bloke, how do you feel about that? Because you're the one it would matter most to.
I'm happy days. Because exactly like you said, like it gives me the freedom to allocate exactly as much time as I either have or want to donate to it. Like it seems like a logical step. I can see where people are concerned that they're going too close to the Call of Duty prestige, and is it going to be too varied and too crazy different and whatever else. For me, honestly, it plays no bearing on me. Like, if I unlock different talents as I go along, great. If I get to a point where it's like, hey, you can start again from zero, I'll make the decision at the time. Because for me, that's just how I play the game. But I think it's a brilliant step. Just making it more accessible to everyone across the board.
Because how much have you wanted to go into a PvP scenario, but you can't because you haven't geared, and you haven't geared? Like, how many times have you wanted to come do things with us, and you're like, fuck, I'm not even geared. There's no point. I might as well just sit here because...
Up until recently, when I decided to start doing the Nemesis stuff, like, I had no chance. The two characters that I do PvP with now, they're well and truly geared out, but that's only because basically 90% of the time that I've been playing lately, I've been playing PvP. So that in Sacrifice, I haven't done any LFR, any mount runs, any achievements, anything else, because my time's been wholly and solely devoted there. So it is, it's a perfect example of how it's going to play out well for me.
What I like about it is, first of all, people are complaining, one, you're stealing from Call of Duty. Well, you can't steal from
They
something
are Call of Duty.
But you can't steal something that you already own.
I don't think people understand that Activision is Blizzard, and Activision owns it. It's their shit. They're just borrowing from the neighbor. Give me some sugar, bruh.
So, I mean, if they've already mastered it on one, then it's going to be great for this one. And I really think that, because when you get all your gear, and you're completely geared out, and you've got all your stats, and everything's set up the way you want it, there's nothing to differentiate you from the next, Frost DK.
Except rating, that's it.
Right.
There's no distinction.
So you got me that's in as a Frost DK. I'm going to be exactly like the same Frost DK that's going to come in after me, because that's the way it works.
Except a little worse, because you're not a really good DK. So you're
right. I mean, I just take off the RBG team.
You'll be a little low blow. You'll be a little worse.
So what frustrates me is people complain. I mean, they should have bitched about the system. They don't like the way this does. They don't like the way that does. But now they're changing it, and they're making a conscious decision to do so. And guess what? People are complaining again.
Agreed.
Well, I don't want to be that let's throw it back to vanilla guy.
Then don't be.
Well, no. They've had a system like this before. Except for it was you had to raid in order to get good PvP gear. So you had to dabble in both.
Yeah.
So I don't see where the difference, it's gonna change eventually, and if if enough people don't like it, and you keep bitching about it, but you just deal with it, they'll get it right eventually. I mean,
they might screw it up. It might be, everything sounds good in theory, and we're always super pumped and hyped. But Ashran sounded fucking amazing. We were so stoked to go in there. Boy, was that awful. That was like a limp noodle penis.
Garrison.
So, yeah, it was awful. We were so stoked for a lot of things, and then once the lights turn off, you get the real size situation. It's awful. It's awful time. You guys know what I'm talking about. Come on, huh, boys? Yeah. Growers, not showers. I'm with you. So. At the end of the day, it's going to be fine. Don't panic. It's going to be all right. Hots is laughing because he knows it's true. So honor talents are going to be an additional set of talents that are active only when PvP instances and combat. Great. We're finally distinguishing between PvP and PvE. Sounds fucking amazing. Mm-hmm. Everybody's bitch, including Frieza, was top of the list of why does your shit have to affect mine, because you raiders are having problems, all of a sudden it affects me and what my thing is doing. I think that's legit. In PvP, you will get a preset of stats for your specialization. Your set bonuses, enchants, legendary bonuses, and trinkets will be deactivated in PvP combat. So,
thank God.
I mean, all you raiders out there that are like, yes, I'm going to come all in Mythic gear and wreck face. Fuck you. No, you're not. You got to work just as hard as the rest of us. So some of you had talked to me about this in-game that watched the show, and you had said, how do you feel this is going to happen? I've just answered your question. Blizzard just answered your question. You don't have to worry about that, because somebody full PvP current content isn't going to come in and wreck you, because they got to work for it just like everybody else. So they are making that distinction.
It's actually finally skill versus skill.
Imagine, right? A world where you can't outgear your skill. I fucking love it. Gear can still improve your character in PvP, but as an example, a 25 item level difference will result in a 2.5 difference, not a 25% difference. So they're paying attention. People are bitching. This has already changed from when they originally talked about the PvP stuff. They've already made changes because they're listening to the community. There are no specific PvP stats or fluctuating item levels in Legion. You can still earn some gear through PvP, and Wowhead's actually data mined most of the PvP gear as of when I pulled this last week, which is the Vindictive PvP gear is what it's called. End of season PvP rewards will be rewarded separately to the top percentages of the players for each faction, not overall player base. Great, right?
Mm-hmm.
I mean, down with the horde.
Love around a little more.
Prestige levels. Reach honor level 50. This is going to grant you access to the high level PvP talents, or you can turn in your honor to gain prestige level for rewards such as titles, artifacts, artifact appearance, skins, mount, and pets. So, great.
Well, that gives reason to people who don't PvP. Because for someone who doesn't PvP, there's absolutely no reason to go into a battleground. now people are like, oh, hey, that's a pretty fancy title that I can just get from doing Battlegrounds. Like I need a filler, and like, oh, this is a really cool title, except for I don't have the time or the skill or the learned skill to get past a certain rating.
I'm going to tell you why it's good for. It's good for when you're with your friends and you have that one friend that doesn't PvP and you're like, guess what? It's Battleground night. Get your ass in. We're going. And they don't know what the fuck they're doing. They don't care, but they're getting stuff. Now they can buy some pets and mounts and earn titles while they're forced to PvP basically with their friends. That's what I would think. Lycan's concentrating very, very hard on Twitter, and I don't know what's going on, Stone, but I know you're at the hand of this because you usually are. So as you're watching this, just know that I know that something's going on.
But with the only problem I see about bringing these new people in is that you're going to have people complaining. Oh, look at the scrubs. They're only here for the mount. They're only here for the pet.
Awesome.
So, right, I agree because I think it's going to...
If they're only there for that, you can kill them, Nate. You're a really bad Frost DK.
But I'm saying people complain, though, that not enough people are doing this and there's nothing to do. And why can't I do this? Now Blizzard's basically throwing the opportunity at you and said, here, try it. There's a lot of times I want to get in PvP, but don't want to dedicate the time to an RBG team. Or don't want to dedicate the time to a 3s team.
You heard it here first. We didn't kick him. He left.
No. You threw me off early. It was a month early. But, I'm looking, and what's bad? It's been almost, 15 months? No. It's been about 4 months, but still.
Yeah,
4 months. It should have only been 3 months.
It's been 2 seasons.
Should have only been 3 months, but I did get kicked off the RBG team. But, it is nice to see Blizzard giving that opportunity for the other people to try PvP because it is fun. It is a whole different style of gameplay. And especially if you're a PvE only, it really makes you learn your class. So it's an opportunity for everyone.
The counter to that is at least now when you're losing because someone's bad, it's not because they're undergeared and bad. It's because they're just bad. If you're good, then you don't have to worry about gear and they're at least on the same battlefield or like they're in the same ballpark of gear.
Two new arenas, which we talked about this before on the show. Some of this stuff isn't new. A lot of this stuff it's changed from when we first spoke about it. That's the reason we talked about it because this was something Blizzard just released last week. Valor and Ravencourt. Now, I'm hoping that we're going to see some new battlegrounds because as much as I love Arathi Basin and Warsong Gulch and Eye of the Storm, which makes me want to kill a baby, literally as much as I love all of these battlegrounds, I would like to see some fresh, new, something people aren't used to. I want to see you have to work hard for it. I want to go into a battleground and not know where the fuck to go because I don't know it like the back of my hand. So I'm really hoping that in addition to the new arenas, which look beautiful by the way, I'm hoping they'll throw some new battlegrounds into the situation. Let's see some new maps because I need different. We've had the same one since.
I want to see a 24/7 free-for-all, tiny, small map, 40 Horde, 40 Alliance, and just on a farm. Straight out.
That's what Ashran was supposed to be.
That's Ashran you just described.
And see that having spent so much time in there lately, like you've got the argument between do we kill the leaders or do we go and do the objectives or do we sit in the road and kill everyone? Well, go back to Torren Mill and versus South Shore. Just throw everyone in a big steaming pot and just let them kill each other until they get bored of doing it.
You want a Gurabashi arena, but relevant.
Yeah, basically.
Yeah. That road,
we haven't had it for a while. Bring it back.
That road between Torren Mill and South Shore was an absolute mess. You would go in, you would lag out, you would die, you would respawn, you go do it again. That was so much fun. Something like that would be
good fun.
It was.
Boomkin, Starfall. No. Just run around and no fucks given.
I was kind of disappointed whenever they did not introduce a new battleground into WoD. But in a kind of way, I think it didn't fit. Where would they put it?
It wouldn't have fit.
Right. What would they have called it? I'm kind of glad though that they are considering more as we move into Legion because it does get stagnant after a while. It does get boring. How many times can you go in and I forget the name of where you get the watchtower or the lighthouse and the waterworks and how many times can you go in there and just sit there?
Battle of Ganaeus.
Battle of Ganaeus. I should know that one. And it does get boring after a while. I really they need to breathe some fresh air into it in order for
It's terrible.
people to get back into it.
Let me tell you why, because we RBG. So when I go into a random, and I'm like, why aren't these guys floating in between mines and waterworks? What the fuck? Why didn't they cap stables? They just drove right past it. Why aren't they at lumber? Like, I'm literally like, what is happening? Am I the only one? And then I realize some people just don't know how to be adults.
Still to this very day, never done a random.
Really?
No RPGs for me.
Oh, you've never done. So you've never done a. It's. Can I tell you that it's really awful to go from an RBG to a random?
I would love to. I've just never.
But it'll
been
change your
on
life.
at the right time.
It'll be hard for you to get into a battleground because you're so not. I don't want to say elitist, but you're used to strategy, and then you get angry when people don't have it, and you are like.
Now you understand where people come from, like Mythic rating and want to
No,
tune in
because I don't.
LOR.
Oh God, here it goes. Here it goes.
No, it's the same
Hold on.
idea.
I'm packing my bags. We're taking this trip. Hang on, I gotta find my suitcase.
That's the same idea. Is you have an RBG team and you have a way you want it done.
Pull my pants up. The shit's gonna start getting deep.
I know it really is gonna start getting. It's getting hot in here. It really is hot in here, by the way, and it's fucking winter.
It really is. I'm like.
Are you sweating? Okay, I'm just making sure.
You're in the middle of the desert. What do you expect?
Well, my window's even open, and I want you to know to tell your wife I heard her open the kitchen drawer.
Yeah. I muted. I tried.
I
Was
know.
she grabbing the cookie cutters?
No, I just heard it, but it was funny because I heard something coming from my bedroom, and I muted to tell them to shut the fuck up. And then I heard the drawer, and it made me laugh because we have real life. Bloke's wife does the sneak crawl on the floor.
The wife started a new schedule, so she gets home right in the middle of showtime. So
Nice.
At least the dog didn't bark.
No, at least you don't have children screaming battle cries. So you guys all commented on the show last week, giving your congratulations to Bloke, which I thought that was awesome. We still need you guys to decide, Alliance or Horde. I need to see some votes. We're trying to decide which, I don't know if he called it a nappy or what the fuck he called those onesie things. Maybe the nappy's the diaper, right?
Yeah. Yeah, the nappy's the diaper.
Okay, so those onesies, we want to know, do you choose Alliance or Horde or Harry Potter? I mean, let's give us...
I was still impressed by Fry's suggestion of laying both on the floor and whichever way the baby shoots out towards. I'm like, dude, even I know that's not how it works.
The wife might not be into that. It might not be a thing.
She's already sitting back going, I wonder how many different other onesies I can find because I just don't even want to get in this debate. And I'm like, no, you must pick one. This baby will not be factionless.
Well, and
it's 26.
The baby takes the mother's religion, so I'm thinking Alliance, right? She's Alliance.
Yeah.
Yeah, the baby and I know Caddison is a Horde, so.
Yeah, little bloke's like he's pretty damn vocal about it already. He's like, you take that stinky blue hat off. Like this baby doesn't need to see that. I'm like, go to your room and do whatever you dirty little hordes do in there.
He has the cutest Australian accent you ever did hear. Every time he talks, I just want to cry because he's adorable. Why can't my children have accents? They suck.
Take him back. Get a refund.
I know. Fuck. Even Aj's kids have adorable little Southern accents, right? They get real Southern and it's so adorable. And I'm like, why don't my kids do anything funny? My kids just drink my alcohol and water it down. That's all my teenagers do.
See, that's how you know it's not a Southerner baby, because they put water back in it. Never do that to alcohol.
Whoever said to have teenage daughters was the stupidest fucking person alive. Whoever said that really needs to be shot in the face. This is the worst idea we ever had. We've got it times 2.
I came out here and I've seen it in person, and then my best friend back at home has a baby girl due at the end of January or like mid-January, and I'm sitting back going.
Here's what's funny. I have a 17-year-old and I have a 14-year-old. My 17-year-old, she's about to get booted out the house when she turns 18. She's going into the military. So here's the thing. Everybody always thinks, they always say to me, oh, it'll be different with mine. No, it won't. All teenage girls are equal. Some are more assholes than others, but the fuckery that you're going to deal with your teenager, it's no different. I promise you're going to go through many moments of, please, somebody shoot me in the face. I have a couch right here that's literally the lecture couch. That's what it's there for. Its intended purpose is to lecture the teenagers. And the girls, I can't get the girls into gaming. If I can get them into gaming, I could really get them into a different mindset, right? Because gamers they're in their own little. She would be worried less about her makeup and her hair and more about what mouse she was going to buy, right? I keep throwing it against the wall and it's not sticking. One day it will, they're into gaming, but it's situational gaming. The one likes whatever game the boy likes. So if the boy likes Call of Duty, she wants a Call of Duty poster for her room, has never played a day in her life. That's what I'm dealing with.
That's what we always called Call of Booty.
Yeah, that's what I'm dealing with. She's 17, and all of a sudden she's like, "Can I have a Call of Duty poster?" I'm like, "You don't even play it. You played World of Warcraft for like 4 days." But yeah, she's.
I am like.
She could put down heroin.
No, and then she hashtags on her Facebook, hashtag gaming. Gaming what? You're sitting in your room on your Facebook. You're not gaming. Please don't make me. And then I comment on it.
Playing Candy Crush. Leave her alone.
Facebook games are gaming.
But I call her out on her Facebook and I comment on it, and she gets so mad. Mom! And I'm like, sorry, you're being she posted a picture, oh, no filter. And I'm like, first of all, that's a filter. And second of all, you have makeup on. I mean, I just need you to know. Anyway.
I'm not looking forward to this.
So,
yeah. We're talking about random things.
It was random.
Teenage daughters. This is what my teenage daughter gave me.
You have the best kid ever. Does it taste like bacon?
Nice.
I'm not going to say it tastes like anything that you'd want to like continuously put in your mouth, but the smell of it is amazing.
So it smells really good, but it tastes gross.
It smells like bacon, and it tastes like I just don't even
tastes like you put bacon in your butt crack.
No, see, even then I'd still be tempted. It's bacon. Like, this is like moldy compost.
Bacony butt crack, even. Got it.
Yeah. Hey, man, can't waste good bacon. All right, that's just how we do.
That brings a whole new game of hide the bacon.
Hot seconds.
Definitely.
See, but the cool part is, I know full well that in the background that your husband's ears just went.
You know what he's doing? You know what he's doing right now? He doesn't even talk to me anymore. He's never even in my office. I'm just a solo person in this office now, which is nice because I can sit in here and not have to deal with his attitude when he's grumpy. He's been in there with his headset on, playing with two other people that are living in this house. They all have their headsets on different consoles. They're playing Call of Duty. He doesn't even love me anymore. It's cool. I'm over it. Okay, random done. Hots.
Center focus.
While we're getting back on track, that hat's fucking ridiculous. I'm gonna need
you. Leave my bony cap alone.
I don't know what that is, but it's not gonna get you laid, bruh.
I don't want to get laid yet.
Every man wants to get laid. That's the sole purpose for a man's drive is getting laid and eating bacon.
If I can't do it wearing this hat,
I'll crack bacon.
Yeah.
So that was the PvP news. Let's dig into some. You okay there?
Yeah, just smack.
You did another thing that tells people that you may or may not be.
I smacked the shit out of my knuckle on a glass desk. Like,
you did it very feminine, like.
How the fuck is that? Whatever. I'm done.
That's so funny. Let's talk about our.
LBGTQ. Okay, we're good.
There, if I flip it up like that, it almost looks like a cowboy hat.
I want to talk about that so bad, but I forget this isn't a regular random podcast. I want to talk about something. I watched a video about, it was D.L. Hughley had said something about, I'm not even going to talk about it because I've been 5 people, but I'm sure I shared it because it was really funny. But D.L. Hughley was like, I'm not saying Caitlyn is ugly because it's a tranny. I'm saying because she's ugly. Like, I'm not attracted to her. Anyway, okay, I'm done. Lycan, what did you do this weekend?
Well, one way to follow that up on, I did a moose mount, which is actually a really good run. The guy goes by the name Gene.
You took it from Bloke? You stole the mount from Bloke?
I did. It was payback for the handmaiden because I did run DS this week and still didn't get my handmaiden. Thank you so much.
But see, that backfires on you because I will still get the moose eventually, but I don't see you getting Lifebinders anytime in the next 3 years.
Every time you say handmaiden, it sounds like you're saying handjob. Is that the same? No.
I wouldn't know.
Those are the big thing.
I didn't get that
dragon.
Got it. Okay.
I mean, it's horny, but not.
So who is the guy in the guild?
It's not in the guild. It's actually somebody that Bloke met up with at BlizzCon. And I just happened to be playing Heroes of the Storm one night, and we invited him into the group, invited him on a Skype chat, and I said, yeah, I really wish I can get the moose mount. He goes, oh, here, I'll invite you to come over. It was like the 6th of them. I was supposed to get it like tomorrow night. And he got a hold of me. He goes, oh, by the way, get on your main. Let's go. And boom, got on. I was on my main. I said, I'm just pet battling because it was pet battle weekend. And threw me an invite, threw me a summons, and within 2-3 tries, we had Manaroth down, went in twice after wiping the raid once with me. We had Archimond on. Ended up getting a socketed trinket out of the deal, got my 2-piece, or 4-piece, got my belt. It's a really nice run. The guys were really great. My DPS was low. They understood that completely. They said, "Hey, that's fine. We're all mythic geared, but just go ahead and keep us up and keep doing what you need to do." And it went pretty well. Pet battles all week though. Got my Graves. Finally got Heroes of the Storm level 20.
Ooh, nice. Congrats on that.
Yeah, got Graves and immediately got him up to 25 and immediately said, "No, I don't like him." So, Insane Pain Games.
All that.
Yep, he swears by this battle. It's one of the best ones for an AoE team. No, I don't like him. I can't stand him.
He's having an eargasm because you just said his thing. Jim is the name of the game. That's Insane Pain Game is Jim. He's special. Jim is.
On my what does he say? On my name or on my person or something like that?
I love him so much. He's been in Zoom with the guild every day, and he just cracks me the fuck up, literally.
He is a really funny person.
He really is funny. He looks
a little funny too.
Snapbacks. He wears snapbacks, and I have a problem with that because I typically think you're a douchebag if you wear a snapback. But I mean, it's whatever.
Well, he's a Canadian.
God, no, you don't.
He's a Canadian gangster in a sense. He wears the jersey.
He's a white boy who wants to be black, is what he's trying to say.
But in Canada,
he's saying the PC version, but I'm just going to tell you this story.
But from Canada, so he puts maple syrup on
My
his.
husband is white with a Mexican last name who thinks he's black and speaks Arabic. Talk about confusing as fuck. That's valid.
He does too.
That's 150% the description of my husband.
And sign language. So.
Oh, I forgot he can sign. That's so funny. I'm just kidding, Jim. I'm kidding. Right now, you're like, oh no, she didn't in your Canadian accent.
Oh no.
And you've been on a lot in game lately, and I've noticed your influx of activity has increased.
Yeah, I've got a little more time. I got to say, we have wonderful writers on the Facebook page, which has cleared up a lot of time for me to do other stuff. Actually working on a couple projects right now with Frosty from the PDQ, working on some lore videos.
My adopted son.
Yeah, that'll be great to throw that in there. Big thanks to Lita from Behind the Avatar. She had me on the show this week. And I will be on...
She's a champ.
I love her so much.
And I'll be actually on Stone's Wild Challenges on the 9th, this Saturday at 7 o'clock. And I think he does live stream it.
I believe he does. I'll watch it.
The fans demand it.
I'll watch it.
So
his fans demanded it and got it. Our fans demand it and get this.
Okay, well, as soon as our fans want to send me hundreds of dollars to fix Bertha, then the fans that demand it are going to get it. But until then, the fans are going to have to wait until my budget is not demanding inflation because it's got a problem.
I'm just hearing excuses.
I know.
Yep, that's all I hear. Blah, 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 cry.
So we're glad so you're going to be on what date on Stones?
This Saturday, the 9th.
Okay, good.
7 o'clock.
For those of you who don't know who Stone is, if you don't, you're retarded. But Stone he's the curator. He's the curator and cultivator of the Iron Man stuff for WoWChallenges.com. He's your go-to for all things Iron Man. So if you're trying to be in and be around and be on the things, he's the guy that's going to do it. I'm just kidding. I didn't really mean that. People are so sensitive. I'm offended. You're offended. How about them apples?
I'm gonna start hanging this list right here.
Well, I have a whiteboard. No. I have a whiteboard. We can start. I mean, I use it as you see. It says Pwnecast. It's all our Pwnecast.
Next time I go to Walmart, I'm buying a whiteboard, and it's going right there, and it's gonna have everything.
It's gotta be huge because there's so many people.
That's what. Oh yeah. It's gotta be huge.
Oh, nice.
Well, that's why he's called Huge Bloke, right?
With that transition, Huge Bloke.
So confused right now.
How was your week in the wows of craft?
I'm just very confused. No, I had a good week. I spent the first probably 2 days in Ashran, still trying to get those damn pandas. And I don't know what the poor little guy's name was, but he took me from 42 to 110 in the space of about 3 hours. I don't even know how we managed to kill him that many times. What? Now what?
I'm sorry, but how many times did we get yelled at for that shit? And then she just took her vape out and just took a real big hit off.
Oh, did I forget?
And I'm sitting there going, every time we go to start the show, she yells at us.
I'll blurb that part out, guys. You won't even see it was there.
No. It blurred itself out with the
vape. Going up all the room smoke.
Because I was thinking we were all like doing our normal thing where we hang out, and I'm just...
Mine's sitting right
Meanwhile,
here.
I'm sitting looking at mine going, man, I could really take a hit now.
That was awful, guys. I apologize. That was terrible.
Every time it tends to be you as well. The boys
You
have
know
been
what?
pretty good with it.
It's because it's been a long day and I'm not normal right now. Am I ever?
I was gonna say,
No.
wait.
No,
You're
never.
not you're more abnormal.
We took away from bloke stuff. What were you saying, bloke?
Christ, I don't even know now. No, I kept killing that poor one little panda, and I got up to 110. So I got 390 more panda kills in Ashran to go.
And it was that same guy?
Yeah, he must have been like, I don't even know why he stuck around that long. Like, I genuinely,
He
if I
had
was
to have known, though, right? I mean,
I'm secretly hoping that it was someone that watches this show and there's like, oh, there's huge bloke. I'll help him out. Here, kill me, I'm over here.
Yeah, like I always feel so bad. Like I want to go and make a panda
So do I
on
feel
those servers.
Oh man,
But
it's funny because like I have been teeing up with other people in the Ashran raids, and doing the whole like, oh, who's doing this Nemesis quest and whatever else, and there's always at least one other person trying to kill the pandas, and then just having a chat to him back and forth. And there's another guy that got to about 280, 290, and he's been stuck there for 3 months because of his work schedule. The time of day he plays, he goes, there's just never any pandas on. I got my conquest points on that character, and I sort of like, oh, you know what, fuck it, this week I'm going to take a break. Screw the pandas. I've got 110 of them now. That's more than last week. So I actually jumped on my hunter and have been doing another Nemesis quest on there while just getting conquest points and really just trying to get my head around Ashran and figure out what works and what doesn't. So it hasn't been a massively productive week, but it's certainly been an entertaining one, much to the demise of that poor little innocent panda. Thanks.
I have
for
fun
that.
at your expense.
Yeah, like 70 times he died, and still kept coming back for more. Like
you're an
I got
awful
it this
person.
time.
You're awful.
I got it this time.
Because I got to the point where like I've changed my UI so I can see the target. Like the box is literally twice as big now, so that I can see that. Because I use supervillain, so your target is animated.
Yeah.
So as soon as I see it's a panda, like I will sit there and cycle through all the other all the horde players until I find the panda, and then that's it. It's just constant focus. So that guy, he may as well had a big on neon star on his head. But thanks for sticking it out, champ.
Nice.
Okay.
So, Hots for Shots, what did you do this week in WoW?
I got server first Mythic Zool. That was
nice.
exciting. I find it hilarious because we talked about it last week. I was gearing my DK for that, and there was the whole banter back and forth about it. And then people reached out and told Bell that, hey, we did that, and we never had DKs. And then I looked it up, and there's multiple strategies for it where you don't necessarily need a DK, but you do have to have certain classes. You do have to make sure you have at least 2 warlocks or 2 rogues or a mixture of something along those sorts.
I believe you just said, Lycan, you're right. I think that's what I just heard come out of his mouth.
It's something that I'm going to talk on the show about next week. But anyways, I find it hilarious because I had 120 wipes on my boomkin within 3 pulls on my DK, which was 705 item level. We had it down. So it's chasing numbers, yes, but we got it 30 pulls faster than their average because of the strategy that we're using. So, but in a way, I'm now 11 out of 13 Mythic, so now the whole Manaroth grind begins, and then onward to Archimond.
Slowly but surely.
Slowly, and we're still shooting for server first, so it's my last and final attempt at server first anything. So
all I heard was
your
blah, blah,
server
blah,
first
like
RBGs. We're number 1 rated on our server for our RBG team. So
well, achievement for it, like so I can be like, ha, I did something before everyone else on the server, kind of deal.
Why wipe my ass before you every day? Don't I get an achievement for that? Is that not a thing?
Well, It's
same but different.
yeah, in a
That's the
sense,
same thing.
but it's no, but it's exciting to me because it's literally like and always likes to remind me they're taking away all the server first and world
They
first
are.
and legion.
You
So
won't get to see any of that.
this is our
Wonderful.
last shot, and there's a huge debate going on in my guild about it right now because they don't know. Like half of the team wants to go back and finish getting geared because our average item level isn't like gear only helps you. So we've only
I'll agree
killed
with
Mythic Zul we've only downed it once, so only 2 people got their
I don't like
Mythic gear
Zool in
shoulders.
LFR or normal, let alone Mythic. You could kill me with that shit.
It's not once you get it, but it's an RNG based fight, so you don't have to deal with the mechanics every single pool. But
Yeah.
if you the next time you go in there and kill it, you might be having to deal with the mechanics every single time. So it's an RNG based, but Manaroth isn't as bad. It's just a 10-minute to 13-minute fight doing the same mechanics over and over and over. But if you mess up, you get one shot. So there's no leeway for extended period of time. That's what makes that fight hard. Then Archimon, yay! Where you have to run carrying fire.
Baby steps.
I don't like any of those bosses whatsoever. So
I don't like them on LFR.
yeah, I'm not about that. Well, we are, we're glad that you're kicking ass and taking names on your DK.
Yeah, I'm our main DK alt now. I still main my Boomkin, but on those 2 particular fights, I'll be on my DK until I get it geared enough to.
So it's not a main, it's an alt.
Yeah, exactly. So, but until it gets geared enough to become a DK, like to be my main, I can't. For fights like Tyrant, where we need the DP, like it's a DPS check, I can't bring my DK because it's only pulling 60k.
The hand
DPS.
of God himself is not going to come down here and make me change my main. Sorry.
Well, I don't play WoW to play my Boomkin. I play WoW to raid.
But I guess that's your fun.
Yeah,
your fun is your fun, and I can't really judge you. But I'm judging you because I'm a grown ass woman. It's my body, and I'll do what I want. But I understand. I understand your dedication. Yeah. I do.
Like I said, all I heard was blah blah blah. I want to be just like and blah blah blah. So.
Except for
okay, that was good for me. I'm
unholy now, so it's
shame.
I will take back my shit talking about DKs about it's not base roll. It's nose roll really. It's pressing buttons at the appropriate time. I only have
you dirty traitor.
I have 4 buttons that I have to
It made me laugh when Lycan said I wasn't the top DPS. You're probably pretty close. You were a DK, even though they were all Mythic geared. Boo-hoo.
Oh, I kept up.
I'm sure.
I wasn't the worst DPS, but I kept up with some of the Mythic ones.
Ooh, frickety hoo. I went in, I did RBG tryouts for Team Species, which is, I'm managing the Team Species thing for a friend of mine, and I did RBG tryouts for them, and literally, I was 3rd in damage, and the 2 top damage that beat me during the RBG tryouts was fucking DKs, and I was like, seriously, both of you, you go to hell and you die right now, because this is horse shit that I got beat out by 2 DKs. But
Frost DKs in the middle of a mess there, in the middle of a melee.
Yeah, it's awful.
Just sitting there howling, blasting. Oh, yeah, it's fun.
Yeah, it's
so much fun.
Yeah. I'm not talking shit to all you DKs, so all of you are about to write shit to me right now on the video, and you're going to comment all your stuff. I don't care.
I have found that DKs are probably the most balanced class in between itself.
Your mom's balanced. I don't want to talk about that.
It's just which playstyle.
Now you're on the DK train because you play well.
No.
He's chasing the numbers.
I still do a lot better on my Boomkin, and I will always choose my Boomkin over. I'm saying as far as what we can look forward to.
Ladies and gentlemen, all sense has left the building.
As far as what we can look forward to in Legion is each spec being balanced between all of them.
I'm a sellout.
Like if Feral and Boomkin,
I'm a sellout. I got a stupid.
Feral and Boomkin are balanced. Frost and Unholy are balanced. Destro and Affliction are going to be balanced.
I love
Pull that shit with a shaman and I'll be impressed, sunshine.
Yeah, that'd be a little.
So, that's really creepy that you're stroking your thing.
You leave my stitches alone. Welcome to the dark side, buddy. You'll never leave.
I made you pay for Wrath. I've been swapping everything.
So my weekend, wow, I have a lot of adventures to talk about this week. So thanks to my broody in Zachamus, which Zach is the one that got broody in, and then broody got me in, I've become a part of the Avengers Premade situation. So those of you who don't know what Avengers is, so a lot of you know you've been up against in AV, Ultric Valley in PvP scenarios. If you've been against a Premade, it was likely a Hydra Premade, which a good friend of ours, Josh, aka Rathamus, he's in charge of the World of Warcraft's first and only public event. He also runs the large World of Warcraft Facebook group. So Hydra in the Rastrat AV and all of that for the Hydra premades for Horde side. Some guys split off from the Hydra Alliance side in Avengers, which is fucking legit, right? Because you have the Hydra and then you have the Avengers that are trying to stop the Hydra, right? So it's super structured, best way ever to gear. I will never just enter Ashran without getting into these premades. Now I got to tell you, these premades, you have to go to their website, you have to know the password of the moment and all this stuff, and it's sometimes, if you're seeding a group, super difficult to get in. A lot of people who figure out that it's a premade get mad and pissed off, and they're like, fuck you, premade punks. Well, that's weird. Just come along with us and we'll give you the glory. So Munster is the guy. He's the guy that's in charge of all the things. We are going to be bringing him on the show as soon as as soon as he can have a moment to give us some time. Let me tell you how this Avengers Premade, the first night I went, all wins. Once we got it in and we got it settled and things were going and we were doing things, literally all win. All win all night. I caught up a 3-week cap of Conquest in one evening in Ashran. 3-week cap, ladies and gentlemen. That's like almost 4K Conquest in one evening in Ashran. Not one loss. Not one, I want to go here. No, I want to go here. They do it in complete sections. You do your Vol, then your 4 wins. You take a break. Do your Vol, then your 4 events, take a break. Vol, 4 wins. In between that, you go and farm all the rares and do all the things while you're waiting for other events. Literally, these guys are geniuses. Understand, we got into one the other night, and we took Jim in there, right? He's wanting to monk heal, so Jim goes in. We're all on our guild Zoom. For those of you who don't know what Zoom is, it's basically an open-ended Skype call. It's people just pop in and out, and we hang out, and we do guild stuff and whatever. We're in Vent, me and Bertum, and we're trying to hear the Vent guy talk, and he's trying to help us get set up. And then you have Lycan. He's sitting in Zoom, and he's asking all these fucking questions about pet strategies. And I can't hear what the guy's saying. And I have Bertum messaging me going, did you hear what he said? Nope, didn't hear a fucking word he said. Because I got Lycan and Jim going, da, 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 da. And Jim's like, da, da, da. And I'm like, hi, shut the fuck up. We can't hear the leader. Anyway, that didn't matter.
Wait, the best part during that is I asked him a question. He goes, dude, I can't save the day right now.
It's like I'm trying to focus. So it was nice. I ended up bowing out of that because it took too long to get it ready, and I ended up going to sleep, but Jim was super happy because he was successful. Now, some of you that are against Ashran premades, it's usually the ones that are not involved. If you ever find yourself and you realize you're in a premade with these guys, just message them and say, I'm in. Give me your vent info, because they always give the pugs the opportunity to be able to join these, right? They always say, this is an Avengers pre-made, here's our vent information. Once they've kind of once people have kind of left and they've gotten their guys in there, they're not trying to be assholes and boot everybody out. They want you to hear what they're saying so that they can make sure it's an entire pre-made. So if you ever pick up that it's a pre-made, they'll never tell you. They don't ever tell you until after they're 100% sure 90% of the Ashran is theirs. There might be 5 or 6 people that might be what they call pugs. When they message and say get on vent, this is the time for you to take advantage if you find yourself in these premades. You ride that motherfucking lightning because you are going to love your life when you do. If you need to visit the website, all you have to do is Google Avengers Alliance premades, and it'll take you to their website, and you can get the information and you can get yourself connected with these guys. It's the only way to Ashran, really. I wanted to mention that to Bloke too, but
Oh, how convenient. Only a month after I've been trying to kill these
well,
fucking
I
pandas,
barely
and
got
I
in.
know you've been in there for at least 2 weeks.
No, I barely got in this last week. She's been doing it. Broody and Zach have been doing it every week. She barely got me in this last week. So now we got an in for you.
Moose mounts all over.
But everybody's welcome as long as you're not an asshole and you follow directions. We did find ourselves, unfortunately, the leader of the one the other night, they had a girl pop in there, and this girl, I'm going to call you out, her name was Kimberly, and she was like, I'm streaming, everybody come watch me. And you guys know how I am. Right away, I'm like, cunt, get the fuck out of my vent. I don't want to deal with you. all the guys were going shit crazy. They were like, "You're so hot. We're watching you on stream. Are you a freak? What are you into?" And my response, "I'm into PvP. Do you think we can shut the fuck up in PvP?" And then someone's like, "Kimberly, are you hot?" And I'm like, "Hi, who the fuck cares? Can we please start?" Me and Brutum were like, "We can't deal with this." I'm sure I offended somebody right now and I don't care. So most of the time, though, 90% of the time, it's not like that. Most of the girls that are in there don't speak up for that reason. She just happened to be one of the attention whores, and if you're listening to this right now, I don't give a fuck. If you are friends with her, I don't care. Come see me. I'm on Argentine. I'm not scared. So that being said, Avengers Premades, get yourselves in this if you need to get your conquest and you don't want a battleground or you don't want an arena and you want to get in there and get your shit and do it. Avengers, Google Avengers Premade. I'm sure Bloke's already done it. You'll see their website. It's like Avengers S something. It'll get you in there.
Avengers.shivtr.com.
Yep. And the way that it works is the way that they do it is genius. I'm not going to go in and give their secret sauce away because it's not for me to give away. You'll figure that out when you get in there. But they do it. It's legit. And it's wins. They're totally strategic. The leaders are very, very skilled. They have a target caller. They know exactly what they're doing. And it was it was really nice to see that pull together happen. And this has been going on for quite a while. I didn't know anything about it. I knew they had Hydra, but I didn't know that they had Avengers. So that's what I wanted to make sure I told you guys, is to get in there and get that, because that's pretty much what I did this week. Outside of, I've been spending a lot of time with the guild. We have a Minecraft server, so I've been spending equal time in WoW and Minecraft. Minecraft's good for the guild when they want to unwind. They want to be not in game, but they want to do something, so we do the Minecraft thing. But we've got the guild Zoom, and I've largely neglected the guild over the last couple months because of BlizzCon. So I've been spending a lot of time with my guildies, so that they know that they're my priority in times. So.
Can I make a suggestion, too, on what you just said? Just like these moose mounts, if you get into this group and you're working with the Avengers, be nice.
Yeah,
These people are actually putting their time and effort out there to get you geared, to get you set up. Some of them are probably already fully geared and really don't need to be in there. Be nice, let them do what they ask you to do, and don't be a dick.
You should also know that the Avengers do run the Nemesis stuff. They will even say when you're in the pre-made, whisper, this person's running. There's a female that runs one of the Nemesis things. She's a really nice lady. But they'll no, God, fuck that bitch. But no, Brutum's listening to this right now, and she's going to comment and be like, she's totally right. And Jim is going to be like, well, maybe that chick was hot. And everybody that was in Zoom is like, well, give us her stream so we can check her out. And I'm like, yeah, that's literally what I'm saying. But it was awful to see this thing. And guys, if you were these guys that do this to these females, if you were these broads, they're like, look at me, oh, I'm going to speak. I don't ever talk in their vent because I don't want anybody to be like, ooh, a girl. I want to be treated as an equal. I don't want people to ask me if I'm a freak. I don't want you to ask me what I'm wearing on stream. I'm wearing the same fucking thing everybody else wears, clothes. I don't want to deal with all that when I'm gaming. So if you're those guys that are like 12 in vent and you're like, ooh, a girl, it's a vagina. That's all you're going to ever see, bud, because you act like that. So
I'll go back next door and get Ella's dress, and I'll put my wig back on, and we'll take a bunch of pictures. And you can just send them those whenever you do start talking.
I'm shocked they didn't kick me out because I was trying to be nice, and then every time she would say it in chat, and I would get really annoyed, so I would type, who the fuck cares? Like, she would laugh and go, hee hee, giggles. No, who the fuck cares? Please don't giggle. Girls don't giggle. That's not how we roll. Literally.
Those ones drive me crazy. The ones that are only famous because they're female.
Yeah, I can't deal.
Drives me crazy.
I can't deal. Brutum's going to comment on this, and she's going to be like, you're so right. Because me and her were messaging back and forth, and I was like, I cannot keep my mouth shut any longer about this broad. And they were like, we don't care. We want to know, is Kimberly okay? Who the fuck cares? Really? Can I set her on fire? Nobody cares. So, with all that being said, I had a very, very great week in WoW. And even just with the guild and trying to keep Bertha going. And, yeah, that's pretty much...
I think I've heard her doing CPR a few times.
I cried for a day. I was so stressed out about my computer. I was like, everything I am is attached to this computer. I'm like the lawnmower man. So she's on ICU. She's in ICU right now. I've got her hooked up to an iron lung, and we're...
It's been a rough week, huh?
Yeah.
Told you, old priest, young priest.
She's my everything. And then my husband's like, you can use mine. Fuck your computer. Your computer's nothing compared to mine. Mine's like amazing and yours is not. But he's nice just the same for offering, right? That's a good man. Here, take the computer I never use. So that's all I did this week in World of Warcraft.
Right.
I'm glad you got
fuck on.
I'm glad you got a time to speak instead of interrupting somebody else. So.
Yeah.
What did I do?
When you totally didn't let Hots do his segment.
I know.
Okay.
You guys don't know because I cut it out of the show and we restarted, so I didn't.
I wanted to make sure we knew that you cut him out. So
Here's what happened. I skipped him on accident and started to talk about my week in WoW, and I fucked up big time. So we had to
I have a lot to talk about, but it's not my turn to tell the story.
So we restarted, and I gave him his chance with his hat to talk about. It was the hat. The hat made me. I don't even look at his box and
It's
recognize.
camouflage
I can't
because
even
it's camouflaged. You can't see.
At least Bloke has the little tingy dings, the
little danglies,
the little dingleberries or what. I don't even know.
Oh, there it is.
There we go. That's what I'm talking about.
I can't
That'll
even.
keep,
So
that'll
much
keep
even.
the
I
flies
can't.
off your face, mate. You'll be right.
Yeah, mate.
So I think it's
Yeah,
about
mate.
that time for us to wrap it up. I know Bloke's heavily medicated. Lycan's really tired. Hots is doing.
Hot sing.
Is that a bird or a child?
That's my bird. Leave it alone.
They
never make any noise.
Make sure you guys go to PwnecastDailyQuest.com and check out what we're doing over there. Be expecting the expansion. We are expanding into the other games. That's going to be rolling out slowly. Also, make sure you like us on Facebook because we're going to be linking the Facebook group that we started last year, and we're going to be making that a thing also this week. Also, hats off to the new admins. You guys are doing a fantastic job on Pwnecast. The Pwnecast Facebook, literally, you guys are doing a superb job, best we've seen in a really long time. So I want to take a moment to appreciate all of those things.
Better than those three other assholes.
I know, fuck those guys.
The only thing that popped into my head right then was, you call that a hat? This is a hat.
We're going to go ahead and get on out of here because now's the portion of the show where shit gets weird. Make sure I'll be back streaming also on our channel as soon as Birth is fixed.
Shit.
So
I'm streaming tomorrow night.
Yeah. Lycan's streaming tomorrow night. Hots is still streaming. I'll be back streaming full time as soon as Birth is fixed and doesn't freeze anymore. But we are going to get on out of here. Make sure you comment on the video and let us know how we're doing. If you have a complaint, we don't give a fuck. You can comment, but we don't care. Also, Hots said something last week about video editing. Let me be clear. I don't need any help video editing. I've been doing this shit for almost 3 years. I'm good. We're good. Good. Bod, I love you, bruh, but I'm good. You do your thing, I'll do my thing, we'll meet in the middle. That's fucking weird. What is that?
What the hell is that?
It's Lionel.
Right. We're getting out of here, ladies and gents.
Yeah, isn't that
Bye. Oh, we're almost at 1,000 subscriptions. Grab a friend, phone a friend, text a friend, call a friend, give them the link to our YouTube. Give them the link to our YouTube so that we can have a celebration. If you guys can get us to 1,000 subscriptions by next episode, that would be amazing. So share this all over the place and be like, hey, like these guys because they're begging for attention. Yeah, do stuff.
Make fake accounts for your grandma.
Weird. We're gonna get on out of here.
Oh boy, Grandma Marietta, they see you.
I thought we were supposed to take those out of the box, though. Is that not a thing?
I like it.
Do you touch the hole?
He's got a nice butt.
What the fuck? He has a butt crack?
Oh, of course he has a butt crack.
They just don't have a ding in their thing.
Yeah, they forgot to sew something when we were putting stitches together.
Or they just left that out of there.
Shame. I think he's cute. He's my buddy.
Do you guys think I should put that blooper of me accidentally forgetting his segment? Because that was actually kind of how you see in the movies when I realized it. All right, I'll tag that onto you.
That chick you were talking about, Sam, was that Kimbo?
No. Her name is Kimberly. I don't know who the fuck she was. She was in the Premade, and she's someone who does them often with them because everybody, like, some of the guys knew who she was. But literally, the second she talked in Bent, everybody was like, "Oh my God, there's a vagina." And I don't talk. Like, I talked one time, and I'm gonna have to block out. I'll just put I'll put a black square.
Are they